How's it going, guys? My name's Wilson. With more free agent signings to come before the start of the 2019-20 NBA season, Jabari Parker just agreed to a 2-year worth $13 million deal with the Atlanta Hawks. He hasn't proved much so far in his NBA career. While Avery Bradley will be taking his talents to the Lakers, a huge pickup for purple and gold, while a couple former NBA stars will be looking for one last comeback. Some of them hasn't played in the league for more than 2 years. So with that said, here are 4 former NBA stars who will be looking for one last NBA comeback.
Amar'e Stoudemire, the 36-year-old big man's one of the most underappreciated players in the mid to late 2000s, early 2010s decade, was an absolute beast with the pick and rolls, very athletic at times, offensively unstoppable. Last time he played in the league was more than 3 years ago in the 2015-16 season with the Miami Heat, struggled to get meaningful minutes, averaged only 5.8 points, 4.3 rebounds, was only 33 years old at the time. Due to many knee injuries, stats started declining in his second season with the Knicks in 2012, where he played in a lot of pain, didn't have his legs, went from averaging over 25 a game in 2011 to just 17.5 points a game. The former 6-time All-Star last played pro ball in Jerusalem of the Israeli Premier League and the Basketball Championships League, was recently named Israeli Player of the Month on May 2nd, 2019, after averages of 16.3 points, 7.5 rebounds in the 4 games he's played in April. Knowing injuries robbed him of a longer career, the 6'10 big man didn't want to go out the way he did. Worked out with multiple teams in Las Vegas, looked pretty good in Ice Cube's Big 3 league, dropping weight, went down to about 235 pounds. Amar'e has been doing a lot of running over the last 2 years, averaged 22 and 8 through the first 3 games of the Big 3 league. Still has a very solid mid-range game, effectively knocking down the 18-footer. Where not many centers in the NBA are that great offensively in today's game, Amar'e can give teams an added dimension offensively, coming off the bench, playing less than 20 minutes a game. A lot of his skill sets definitely still useful in today's league. Amar'e worked out for teams like the Lakers, Nets, Knicks, and Rockets. 12 teams were in attendance in Vegas on July 8th to look at Amar'e. While it's not likely he'll sign with the terrible Knicks if he was given another shot, will likely go to a contender after being suspended in Game 5 of the 2007 semifinals against the Spurs for coming off the bench after Robert Horry shoved Steve Nash. Many Suns fans still believe they were robbed today. Monta Ellis, who's still only 33 years old, has been out of the league for more than 2 years. Last played in the 2016-17 season at age 31. Because of analytics and advanced stats measured so highly in today's game, Ellis's production and style of play doesn't fit the narrative. Is a high-volume shooter, struggles from downtown, plays a lot of one-on-one ball, being only 6'3" and a score-first player. His career averages of 17.8 points, 4.6 assists, 1.7 steals is pretty solid. But his defense has been very poor for much of his career, and being an undersized player in the NBA after being out of the league for this long certainly hurts his stock. Just like Amar'e, 12 teams attended Ellis's workouts in Las Vegas. Amongst those were the Lakers, Warriors, Knicks, Thunder, Bucks, Pistons, and Wizards. After averaging 8.5 points with the Pacers, Monta was paid $2.25 million each of the past 2 seasons, scheduled to make $2.25 million more in each of the next 3 seasons, even if he doesn't have to play another single NBA game again. The soon-to-be 34-year-old's reunion with Golden State seems very unlikely since they simply don't have any cap room for Monta. If he was to make a comeback, he's a guy who will get limited minutes off the bench if any team takes a chance on him. Carmelo Anthony, who's constantly getting bashed in the headlines since his struggling days with the Knicks, the 35-year-old Anthony believes he has something left in the tank. Overtime posted a video mid-June of Melo knocking down jumpers, sharing a tease of himself, trying to remind the world who he is after disappointing stints with OKC and Houston, and getting most of the blame for those team struggles were certainly misjustified. Played the power forward position each of his last 2 seasons, averaged 16.2 points with OKC in 32 minutes of action, although he was awful in the postseason against Utah, putting up under 12 points a game on 38% shooting. His legs simply weren't there, and when he struggles offensively, combined with his poor defense, Melo makes the team worse and is unplayable at times. Was benched in the 4th quarter in games 5 and 6 against Utah. OKC also lost in the first round the season after without him, while he suited up for the Rockets, playing only a total of 10 games before the team decided to give up on him, averaged 13.4 points on 40.5% shooting after averaging the lowest points each of his last 2 seasons, shooting the worst percentages of his career, serving as the 3rd and 4th scoring option. Melo's best days are way behind him. Even after committing to come off the bench for the first time of his career with the Rockets, that experiment failed. But if he would have done that with OKC, Melo would probably still have been in the league. The more minutes he gets, the worse he is analytically. Was 77 in defensive real plus minus of the 91 qualified power forwards last season when he was playing, and combined with the strong coaching circles around the association, from George Karl criticizing Melo's commitment on defense to Mike D'Antoni complaining about Melo's lack of adjustment during his Knick days, Phil Jackson shared his criticism, and with all the black marks, there's a reason why Carmelo Anthony's no longer in the NBA, and it's looking more likely he just might never play another NBA game again. Looking at all the options, joining the Lakers probably make the most sense, but they already have key shooters, while the Knicks are rebuilding, have no use for Melo. Joe Johnson, who last played with the Rockets in the 2017-18 season, averaged a career-low 6 points in 22 minutes of action coming off the bench, didn't provide the spark the Rockets needed, was 36 years old at the time, failed to make an NBA roster in the 2018-19 season, but made his intentions clear, dominating in the Big 3 league, proving he still got plenty of game left in the tank, dropping 26 points on 9 3-pointers, leading the triplets to be undefeated, currently leads all Big 3 scorers, averaging 24.3 points. Although he's playing against most retired NBA players, his ability is certainly built for 3-on-3 ball, still easily backs down defenders and patiently scores on them anytime he wants. That's why his nickname's ISO Joe. Just 2 seasons ago, many forget, he played a useful role for the Jazz, hitting the walk-off game winner in the first round in Game 1 against the Clippers. Utah reuniting with Johnson at the lowest cost would make sense, proving he's still in excellent shape. If there was anybody almost the age of 40 looking to make an NBA comeback, Joe Johnson certainly proved he's more than capable. His love for the game is simply impeccable.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Out of these 4 NBA stars, which ones do you think will make an NBA comeback? Let me know in the comments below. I talk NBA comparisons, amazing storylines, NBA history, and anything basketball that will interest you. If you love the NBA, subscribe for more content, more great stuff coming soon. I love all of you. See you next time.